What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Chris Lee TV back again on the Financial Trucker Podcast, bringing you guys another episode. Today I have Chris, aka Philly Chris. He goes by Philly Chris on Twitter.
No, I go by Truck Trapping on Twitter.
My bad. Heck yeah, my bad. Truck Trapping. Let me get that right. That's just what we call you. All right, Truck Trapping. So me and Chris met on Twitter. I have the Mentorship Monday Spaces. I don't think that's how we met though.
Nah, I got added to the group chat.
Yeah, so you came into the hellfire. All right. He's a fellow truck driver, and I wanted to bring him on here because he has a lot of information, a lot of good knowledge. He was able to leverage his CDL to do some pretty dope things. Chris, do you want to give the people a little background, kind of how you got into the trucking industry?
Yeah, no problem at all. I've been doing this coming up on, what is it? It'll be 9 years this year I've had my CDL. I was in the Marines prior to for 12 years. After getting out of the Marines, tried to do the college thing, wasn't working out too well, was working in a nightclub, got into some pretty heavy stuff over there with partying, drugs, lots of drinking, all that good stuff. And then it was just like, you know what? I need to get my life together. So college wasn't cutting it. I couldn't focus with the schedule of working at the club and everything else. So I was like, let me go get my CDL. So I dropped out of college, went over to the Technical Institute, enrolled in the CDL class that same day. They said, can you pass a drug test? I said, hell no. I said, I need a 30-day break for that. Came back and got right to it.
For sure. So like you said, you've been doing this for 9 years. I think you're one of the I guess more senior truck drivers, not like in an older way, but you've had like more longevity within our group chat. I think Abraham is
he's up there with me.
Yeah, Abraham is the other guy who's had their CDL the longest, which is pretty dope. We get a lot of good experience and guidance, like Jim said, just hearing from y'all. So was the Marines able to pay for that? Because I know they helped probably with the college, but were they able to help with you getting your CDL? Like, what was that process like?
Yeah, I was using the GI Bill in college to use that to pay for it. Basically, it's the money I earn while being active duty. So I was able to actually utilize the post 9/11 GI Bill to go to the Technical Institute, which is because they consider it, I guess, a trade school. And so they paid for my tuition. They also gave me money to cover like the learning books, and they gave me a stipend for that, and also gave me like a housing allowance for the month, even though like I was still right there at the same house I was living at. It still got the housing allowance on top of them paying for everything, plus the stipend to use for books and materials and stuff like that.
Got you. So what was like that first company job like for you? Because I know like sometimes the military CDL drivers come in and they have a little bit more incentive sometimes. Like, were you able to take advantage of any of that kind of stuff?
Well, see, I never dealt with any of the CDL stuff while I was in the military. It wasn't until I transferred out, but I was able to use like my mentality and how I was raised in the Marine Corps with the, hey, you got to do this way. You got to be here on time no matter what. I was able to take that stuff that I learned and transition that into my truck driving career. So like I pride myself on not being late. I pride myself on communication, you know what I mean? So when I went to my first company after CDL school, I started at Prime.
Gotcha.
And literally the first shift that I was with my trainer, he went to sleep because he was like, yeah, you got this.
For sure. So, okay, you got the CDL while you were still in the military.
No.
Okay, I guess I was confused about that part.
No, I got out of the Marines in 2013 in June, and then like I said, I tried to go to college for like two semesters, 3 semesters, something like that, and then I was working at a nightclub also, so like my day was, I had nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then also having two little kids, now ex-wife, it was, I didn't have time to do anything. So then I transitioned over to going to the technical institute to get my CDL.
For
Now
sure.
there was a guy in my class that was still active duty
Mm-hmm.
and got his CDL. Marine Corps paid for that. That the troops, the truckers program.
Yeah, I've heard about that. I've actually heard about that.
Mm-hmm.
So what was that like? How long did you stay at Prime before you transitioned out of there?
I was there for, I want to say like 6, 7 months, and then I found a local job.
Yeah. Um, so I know, like, as far as kind of when I met you, you were already, I believe you're already an owner operator.
Yes.
So how did you go from Prime, you know what I'm saying, to owner operator? Like, what was that journey like?
All right. So the guy who was training me was a lease operator over at Prime.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned everything the lease operator way over there. So when I got off of his truck, I went straight into a lease op.
Yeah.
No, don't do it again.
I feel you.
So, I was doing that, and then from there, I decided, I want to be home more. I was going 2, 3 months at a time. I want to be home more. I got little kids, so I found a local job.
Yep.
Hauling like sand and stone during the nice months, and then diesel and heating oil during the winter.
Mm-hmm.
Got fired from there because of a patch of ice. Oh well, whatever. Life goes on. Nope. Nobody got hurt. Nobody got injured. No part. Just I took out a fence at a place I was delivering at.
Yeah.
And so I left, got fired from there, and went over to Quality Carriers,
Mm-hmm.
doing chemicals and all that stuff. And I was a company guy there for a little while. Then I got asked if I wanted to team drive with somebody because they had just got this contract. I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. They said this was the money they were going to pay. I forget what the exact it was for the company, but it was decent money. So we started teaming, and then we found, me and the guy were like, they're making some really good money off this product. Let's find out what it would be if we leased the truck from them. So, and mind you, they had bought us a brand new truck, right. QC, because all of QC's trucks were single bunks. We're like, we'll stay on this if you buy us a truck with a 2 beds.
Mm-hmm.
Tired of staring at bed with this dude. I get up, he has to flip it over, put his sheets on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we decided to start leasing that truck because the money was good. The money was very good over there on that contract.
Okay.
And then we're like, yo, we're tired of making these payments on a lease truck. Let's buy our own truck and lease it. So we bought our own truck. It was the first time doing the owner operator stuff. And it was, oh man. If we didn't move the truck, if the truck sat parked all week, we got $8,000 to the truck. If we did one run, at least one run, we got $12,000 to the truck.
What?
If we did 3 runs in a week, we got it was like 16,000 to the truck. And all it was taking a loaded trailer to Houston area and bringing it back.
That's a sweet deal.
No, it was great. It
was
great.
So 2 things. All right. So what was that process like buying your first truck? Especially as a team, like y'all are, you know what I'm saying? Like, was your team driver, was this like a random guy? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
it was some random guy that they paired me up with.
And y'all like saw it through to buy a truck together. And
the first truck was in my name. Mm-hmm. I bought the first truck. And we formed the LLC together and everything like that, where we were both on the LLC. And we went through. We got the truck. We were making the payments out of the business account that we had. Mm-hmm. The process was very simple. We went through MHC Kenworth for our first truck. All we had to do, we put $5,000 down, and we went and picked the truck up. Then we just made our monthly payment.
For sure.
We had to have our insurance and stuff like that.
So would you recommend that over, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you have to have a pretty nice credit score to put $5,000 down. I think they were asking me for $10,000 down. So would you recommend people going that route as far as, from the lease route, or going to a dealership and actually talking and sitting down with them?
Oh, I would definitely purchase a truck than lease a truck through a company.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because when you're leasing that truck, you're paying, yeah, it might be yours at the end of that 3-year lease, but you're stuck at that company. You're stuck with, you know what I mean, making that payment every week. And 90% of the time, what you're paying weekly and what it adds up to monthly is a lot more than what I'm paying for my truck on a
100%.
monthly basis.
100%.
Yeah, you're paying your insurance, you're paying all this and that extra into it at one shot. But at the end of the month, you're paying $3,600 for your truck and insurance and everything that they're, you know what I mean, they're hitting you with. I'm paying 25, and that was my insurance on my truck, and that was 2 truck payments and insurance at one point. I was
Okay.
paying yeah, I had 2 trucks at one point.
Got you. When was that? Like
when I was at Quality Carriers, we ended up buying a second truck.
So were y'all still teaming, or like did y'all just put someone in that truck?
We ended up splitting, because they lost that contract that we were on.
Yeah.
So as soon as they lost that contract, I said, "Yo, we need to get out of here."
Mm-hmm.
So he couldn't leave yet because he had gotten into an accident. So he couldn't. I took one truck over to Landstar.
Got you.
And he couldn't go over to Landstar because he had just gotten into an accident.
Mm-hmm.
So they had made him wait for a little while. So he stayed with the one truck over there at Quality. I went over to Landstar. So now we're double tapping the account.
100%.
Filling it up.
So, with you being the initial investor, was there like a percentage like split that was a little more in your favor, or was it 50-50 down the split? Like, how did y'all work that out?
It was 50-50 because the second truck he put up the money for.
Got you. Yeah, that's dope.
So I put the money up on the first one. He put the money up on the second one.
That's fire.
Mm-hmm.
How did this, you know what I'm saying? What was that relationship like? Because y'all were total strangers at one point in time.
Yeah. You know we just clicked. We both wanted money. We both, we were both hungry for the money. We're both like, hey, we can make this work. I liked the schedule that we had. I drove from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. He loved working nights from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So everything just meshed perfectly.
I'm getting like a lot of you're the second team driver I spoke to, and that's how like Lo said she set hers up was like she would drive during the day and her partner would drive at night. So okay, I never drove really teams. I did training, so it was kind of little like whenever I need you to drive or whenever I'm done driving, then kind of it was like that. But okay, I see how that's working. So how long did that last with you? Like, are you guys still in business? How long did that
No, my truck ended up dying. Like, just everything went wrong on it. Like right when we were getting ready to pay it off, just everything went wrong. So I just told him, come take the truck back.
Yeah.
I did a voluntary repossession on it. Like, yo, come take the truck back.
Yeah.
I'm not paying to get it. It cost me more to repair everything than this truck's worth.
For sure.
So just come take the truck back. And they did. No issues. It only affected my credit for like a year. Because once they put it up for auction, they sold the truck. That went and cleared out the remaining balance, and they kept whatever was, you know what I mean, afterwards.
100%.
Yeah, so it was on my credit for like a year. It doesn't even show up there anymore, which is. And funny thing, I actually saw my truck being hauled on the back of another truck to the guy who purchased it at a truck stop.
Wait. All right. Wait.
The truck that I sold, my first truck, I pull up to get fuel, and I'm looking. I'm like, man, that truck looks familiar. And I walk over and I look, and it had my Marine Corps logo and Semper Fidelis across the back of the truck that I had on there.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I just bought this at an auction.
Right.
That's my truck, or was my truck. I was like, can I get the air knobs off of it? It's like, what do you mean? It's like, it's got my Marine Corps air knobs on there still. He's like, oh yeah, come on, get them.
That's crazy. So just randomly, you pulled up on it.
Yep, completely random.
That's wild.
So we went back down to one truck. We were working at High Country Transportation.
Never heard of them.
They're out of Texas. They're kind of like a Landstar type deal.
Gotcha.
Give you a trailer, use the load, but you use whatever load board you want to book the loads. They take their percentage, everything like that. We were running that. Again, great freaking contract.
Yeah.
We hit a postal contract for the holidays. It was from, it started after Thanksgiving, and it was going to go to the second week of January. It was going to pay us like $83,000.
Man.
From Harrisburg to St. Paul, Minnesota, and back. That's it. That was our run.
What is it, like a 4-month contract? What was that like?
November, like we started Sunday after Thanksgiving till the second week of January.
And 83.
Yeah, but we weren't able to go home at all the whole time.
Right. So how did that affect? Like, I know you have kids and stuff like that, and like, you know what I'm saying? Just like.
Oh, I'm getting to that.
All right.
So now, mind you, we're down to one truck. So we make our first run out to Minnesota, drop the trailer. We grab, they didn't have anything coming back. It was, hey, you take a trailer out there, they don't have anything, they'll send you back with an empty trailer. That's all it was. Come back, you grab whatever trailer they have to go back out there, go. We're on our way back. We're hitting a blizzard. I tell them, it was the end of my shift. I'm like, look, keep going straight. Go south. To the next, not the first interstate right here that we're coming up to. I think it was 80 or whatever right there. I said, take it down to 70. The storm is above 70. So you can get 70, you can ride it straight across. He goes, okay, yeah. Oh my God. So he hops up in the driver's seat. I go lay down. 5 minutes later, all I hear is, hold on. The truck starts spinning.
Jesus.
He got off on 80 because he wanted to try and get to the truck stop right there because he didn't feel safe driving. I'm like, I've been driving south, no problem, doing 45 miles an hour in this blizzard because the snow is coming head on to us. It's not vibrating the truck or anything like that. He gets off the next exit onto 80, and not even 5 minutes, the wind catches the trailer because it's empty and jackknifes the truck.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So we're out in Illinois now with his truck jackknifed. And we ended up having to rent a car and drive home, waiting on that to get fixed. Now, mind you, he had just gotten approved to get a Landstar. This was a year after the other accident.
Right.
So we didn't say nothing to Landstar.
This man can't catch no breaks.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it was like right after Thanksgiving when he got into the other accident. I told him I'm never riding with him in any vehicle after Thanksgiving again. So we got approved to go to Landstar, and we don't have a truck. So I hit my buddy up who was selling a truck.
Okay.
Like, yo, let me buy your truck. I'll make payments to you. He's like, yeah. Guy I've known for a while. It's like, yeah, no problem. He's like, I got a trailer too. I'll sell you the trailer. Cool. Let's do this.
Yeah.
The price was like $10,000 for the trailer and like 15 for the truck.
What?
Yeah, it was an older truck.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Now, mind you, this was like, what was this, like 2017, 2018, something like that?
Right.
So we get this truck, we go over to Landstar. We're moving. We're moving and grooving. We take a run to Alaska out of Seattle. $14,000, 4 days worth of work. Let's do this.
It's not bad.
Way back, our turbo blows while we're in Canada. The turbo on the truck. Yeah. So we're stuck in Canada for a week. Whatever. They get it fixed. We get back to the States. We start driving. The other truck, we're still waiting on the other truck to get fixed.
Right.
Now, mind you, it's been like 2-3 months now. I'm like, yo, what's going on with the truck? Oh, they're working on it. I'm like,
the runaround.
Well, this is what my partner was telling me.
Oh, so what actually happened in the truck? Like when it jackknifed, what was like,
Oh, it messed up some of the suspension on the cab
hmm
and a lot of the plastics and stuff like that, and airlines and stuff. So all that was getting fixed.
right.
So eventually we're working. I'm like, yo, what's going on with the truck? He's like, they're going to have it done now. I'm like, why did I have to? I'm like, I called 2 days prior. I'm like, why did I call and have to find out?
Right.
Why haven't you been on top of this? Oh, well, I'm like, dude, I can't continue. We're not making, we started not making much money.
Mm-hmm.
It was only solo loads. So I was like, look, I'm dropping you off this truck and you go run your truck. I'm going to run this truck.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that. And basically we ended the partnership right there.
Okay, I was going to ask if y'all split. Okay.
Yeah, we ended the partnership pretty much right there. As soon as I dropped him off, I got it like 200 miles away and my turbo blew again.
Jesus, the same.
Same.
The heck? Hey, that's trucking. That's trucking.
Yep. So then the truck was down again, but it was covered by warranty.
Okay. Yeah. Because it is a new turbo.
So I'm driving again. Go down to Atlanta, pick up a load. I'm going up to, I think, like North Dakota or South Dakota or something like that. I'm cutting up. I get into Missouri, and everything just starts smoking. Turbo popped again.
Mm-hmm.
This time when it popped, it fucking, my bad.
You're good.
It sent pieces of metal through the whole engine, manifold, everything like that. Truck dies right at the gate to Freightliner dealership. Like I made it to the dealership and it died. So they get in there, they start breaking it down. They're like, yeah, you need a complete rebuild. It's going to be about $48,000. I said, huh?
That's all the good momentum you had coming down. Yeah.
I looked at him. I said, how much will you give me for the truck right now?
Yeah.
He said, I'll give you 10 grand.
Okay. That's what you paid for it, right? Like,
I said, sold.
Heck yeah.
Sold him the truck. I called my homeboy up because I still owed him a little bit on the trailer. I said, yo, come pick up your trailer. It's parked here.
Yeah.
It's empty. He goes, are you serious? I'm like, yo, the truck just died on me.
Yeah.
I mean, literally blew up. What do you expect? He goes, you got to give me some money. I said, I'll pay for your gas out there. But I ain't paying no more money on this because you sold me a truck that I've had a lot of issues with.
Right.
Like, you should have known better. You know what I mean? I checked it out. It looked good, but you knew it was having, like, I caught on to his tricks. So he's like, all right, whatever. So I gave him his gas money. He came and picked up his trailer. That's it. Went and worked local again.
Mm-hmm.
I was hauling cardboard boxes for System Freight.
Right.
Taking them to the candy factories, the meat packing plants, the Amish farms.
Yeah.
Where they could pack their eggs and stuff up. Like, just all around Philadelphia, New York, Maryland, Virginia, this area. I was doing that for a little while, probably about a year or two. And then during that time, my stepfather passed away in a trucking accident.
Mm-hmm.
He rode a water truck in West Virginia.
Man.
And pretty much died on impact when he rode the truck. So we received a nice settlement from that.
Right.
And talking to my mom, we were going to originally open up like a hoagie franchise.
Yep.
Sandwich subs. And I started reading the contract. I was like, this don't look too good. It says right here, like, they could take the business away from you after 10 years. If it's doing good, they don't have to renew your contract. Yeah.
What?
That's why you got to read that fine print every time.
For sure. Every time.
So we backed out of that. And my mom's like, well, what do you want to do? I said, well, I already know how to drive trucks. I already know the trucking industry. Let's get another truck. So we went and bought a truck and a trailer, got our own authority this time, and we did that. Started that in when did I start that? April of 2020? 21.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, April of 2021. So doing that, everything was good. Everything was good until Halloween.
What happened Halloween?
A brand new driver for a mega carrier
Oh
pulled out
man.
pulled out of a parking spot that was next to me, and didn't pull far enough forward, and his trailer caught my front end and basically ripped my hood all the way over onto the ground. Took the whole hood and just all the way over. So I was down and out of work for about 3 months, waiting on parts and everything to come in for that. So I missed that amazing run when the rates were sky high and fuel was super low.
Yeah.
I missed almost that whole run. And then I got my truck back in January of 2022. And it was full throttle from there.
Right.
You remember, I was out 3-4 months straight almost. And it was killing. And then the rates
started going down.
Fuel.
Heck yeah.
And I was hauling a reefer unit. So I was paying, I had to put more fuel because I had the power to, run the reefer unit, keep everything cool or whatnot. And then I was having issues with that. It was just, it got to be too much. So we parked, sold everything off, and now I'm working for a local tanker company.
What I think is dope about your story, bro, is like the CDL, you know what I'm saying? Once you get that CDL, you always kind of have somewhere to land. You always have a company where you can go to, stack your bread up, or just maintain, you know what I'm saying, what you've already acquired and still do well. You don't have to go, flip burgers. Like, you have a license that's going to keep you like eating real good, I think that's like one of the best things about this industry is like you always have a good place to land.
And what a lot of people don't know is with the CDL, it's not just truck driving. You can go drive trains. Yeah, you have to have a CDL to be like an engineer or a conductor, one of the two. But to drive a train, you have to have a CDL. You can go drive a bus. On top, the big boats, like tugboats and cargo boats, you have to have a CDL to drive those too.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Yeah, my buddy he's a boat captain. He just got his like 400,000 ton license or something like that. But he's like, he needed a CDL to start it off the process of getting all his pilot license for the different class ships.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. I had no clue. I'm about to do some research on that because I'm about to look more into that. I have no clue that even existed. So like with your 9 years, like what do you say are like some of the pros and cons of trucking? Like, you've got to travel a lot. You got to experience a lot of things. Like, what are some of those things you got to like really be like, okay, like this is like, this I like being over here in this state. Like, this is what I don't like,
I got to drive to Alaska.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty crazy.
It doesn't get no better than that. Literally drove to Alaska.
So is it like the
Beautiful.
TV shows? Yeah.
Beautiful. Oh, the worst part was like it was 900 something kilometers in the Yukon where there was no cell phone service. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of sketchy out there.
Right.
But the rest of it, it was just beautiful.
So like it's roads, like it's a highway that's going to take you. Because my thing, I'm like, okay, when they told me to go to Alaska, I'm like, how do I even get there?
It's pretty much one road that you take up, and then in the Yukon, you pick up a road that heads west, and that takes you right into Alaska.
Gosh.
And you take that down to Anchorage, and then backtrack the same way.
Yeah, I definitely turned down that load. I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. Y'all can have that. But what are some of the cons, you think?
Man, you gotta, like, for over the road, being away from family, if you have family, not really you don't have a home life if you're OTR. You got to make more of what it actually is. If you're on the road all the time, you got to make sure to stop and take breaks and enjoy places where you're at. You can't just be stuck in the truck, staying in the truck the whole time. That's one of the things I learned. Like, if I'm got a delivery out in the LA area, I'm going to go see some things out there. If I'm going to Vegas, I'm taking a weekend off If
Yeah,
I'm going to Orlando, I'm going to hit an amusement park. You know, I'm not going to sit here and just live my life in the truck
for
when
sure.
I was on the tour. Now with the local stuff, it's the hours. Man, you put in some hours. I put in 72 hours this week.
That's insane.
Literally, yeah, I know, like 70 hours as a truck driver. I was like, oh, that's nothing. Yeah, but
Right,
that's
right.
OT. You're doing that through the course of the week. This was Monday through Friday.
So you, as soon as you get home, you have to, you know what I'm saying, make sure
Shower,
everything.
eat, sleep.
That's it.
Hmm. So it's different. There's different cons for everything, but the pros, I mean, you get to see so much different parts of the country when you're OTR. The local, you know, you're home every night in your own bed. So
Hmm.
there's pros for each situation and cons for each situation.
Which one do you think like really fit your lifestyle more?
Um, I enjoyed OTR. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed because I like getting out on the road and just driving and seeing different parts of the country and stuff like that. But now I like to spend the time with my kids.
Hmm.
So being local, you know, and I get the opportunity to see my kids more. So this is what works for me.
For sure, for sure. So I think you mentioned that y'all actually did open up the hoagie shop.
No,
No?
no, we when I started working this local job after we sold off the business,
Hmm.
I was I just told my mom like, hey, just take
Put it
that
on.
whatever we get back from the truck and trailer, just take that and go retire. I found a job that I like. I'm
Yeah,
enjoying. You know what I mean? You go enjoy your life. I'll work. I'm still young.
yeah, that's dope. That's still like, being able to sell a truck, like especially right now with these prices and the prices they were like a couple months ago. Um, I think they were like 3 to 4 times what the trucks were actually worth.
Hmm.
So that's a nice little little nest egg to sit on, um, coming off of that truck. And I think just those decisions y'all made that you made just throughout your career, man. Like it was just I feel like people don't get to hear a lot of that in trucking. Like you had a lot of success, man, and that's really dope because I like I said, like people kind of get into that lease thing and they just keep jumping into those leases. Some people do pay them off, some people don't. But getting actually, what I'm saying, the mindset to go to the dealership and actually, put somebody down and buy a truck. I feel like I don't know if people are like afraid to go in that dealership or what, but I don't hear a lot of people making that move.
I think a lot of people, especially like younger drivers, and younger being new into the industry, not younger in age, they see that, oh, the company I'm working for will just take the money out of my check. I don't have to worry about making a payment. I don't have to do all the research to do this. So I think that's why they get sold that dream by the company. Hey, you just pay this much a week. We'll take it out of your paycheck and you get this brand new truck. You
Hmm.
know, so it's putting a shiny thing in front of somebody who's never had shiny things.
Yeah, it does make it a lot easier, like you said, and it's like you're already there. You don't have to because getting out of that truck and trying to do actual business, it ain't easy. Like
Mm.
especially when those bills are coming up, when the first of the month's coming up, you got stuff to take care of. You know what I'm saying? You got things to pay. It's hard to really make those types of moves. But
Oh,
obviously they're worth it.
I mean, as an owner operator compared to a lease operator, like on the owner operator side, you got to do your quarterly taxes. You got to do your IFTA reports every quarter. Um, you got to call New York for the HUT sticker. You got to call Kentucky for their permit, New Mexico for theirs, Oregon to get their permit. Like, there's so much more work that you have to do when it's all your stuff compared to when you lease on or you lease from a company. They just hand you a book with everything there.
Right.
You
True
know what I
that.
mean? I think that's what might scare some people off as well because they don't want the pressure of having to do all that paperwork and remember to do all that paperwork. Where with
Mm-hmm.
that, it's all done for them.
100%. It was all done for me. I was spoiled. I ain't gonna lie. So closing like into it, I got a couple minutes left. You do have your hazmat and your tankers.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like? You know what I'm saying? What would you say to people who are getting into the industry? I get a lot of questions about like what should I do? How do I navigate? Um, what advice would you have to anybody coming into the industry with your
Get,
background?
get your license on your own. Do not go to a big company. Well, let me phrase that. Get your license on your own if you're able to. If your states will pay for it, or if you have GI Bill to use that, get your license on your own if you can, instead of going to a big company and having to owe them a year and being locked into a contract with them for a year. Um, get you 6 to 8 months over the road experience with a big company. I'm not telling you don't go to a big company, go to one. Because if you're gonna mess up their equipment as a company driver. It doesn't affect your insurance. Do that way. Get experience in the wintertime. You know what I mean? Wintertime driving is major.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone always talks about you need a year experience or you need wintertime experience. So get that experience with a big company
Mm-hmm.
on their equipment.
100%.
Then go find the job that you want to do. A lot of local companies will hire you after 6 to 8 months. If you want to be local, then that's what you do. Go get your experience, work through a winter, get your local job.
100%.
Start working towards getting your own equipment and go that route. But just don't be afraid. Listen to what the people, whoever's training you, tells you to do. Listen to that. I still call my trainer every week.
Yeah,
No,
that's what's
almost
up.
every day. He's one of my best friends.
That's what's up.
Me and him still talk, and then he'll even call me and ask me questions now.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what about this? I'm like, oh, look at the student becoming a teacher now, huh?
Heck yeah, that's dope. So as far as like following you on social media, I know you have like some accounts on a couple platforms. Where can people reach you if they want to reach out to you and you know what I'm saying, pick your brain or anything like that? I don't know if you have you know what I'm saying that time locally, but you know we do have spaces and things where we interact with people.
Twitter is my main social media that I use. It's at Truck Trappin, TruckTrappin. Truck Trappin.
For sure,
That's
for
my.
sure. And I want to get you back on here, man, because I know you are very entrepreneurial, bro. You do a lot of stuff outside of trucking.
Oh
Uh,
yes,
big in the
many of them.
battle rap scene, making clothes, like all that kind of stuff. So we definitely got to have you back so we can get into more some of that.
And me and Lo were working together too.
She told me. She actually told me yesterday or the day before yesterday. So that's what's
Mm-hmm.
up. Actually, I want to talk to you about that once we do finish this up, but it's about the end. So I appreciate everybody watching. It's your boy Chris Lee. It's my guy Chris over here. Appreciate y'all watching. Make sure you subscribe. Deuces.
Later.